Yeah, you got to get involved. You got to get involved to solve. Oh yeah, don't let me start flowing to that. You got to get involved for real. If we're going to solve our current situation, we have to vote. If you feel that we need better conditions, especially here in North Omaha, you need to vote. You have to vote. That's the only way we're going to get any change is that we have to participate in the process. I know you get the message that, oh, your vote don't count, your vote don't count, your vote don't matter. You get that messaging all day, every day. Yep, you get that messaging from your peers, from your family. Vote don't matter. But I'm letting you know it does matter because, especially on a local level, well, even on a national level, it affects us because Congress make laws. Period. They make laws. The president just sign laws into, excuse me, legislation into laws. Excuse me. Congress makes legislations. The president signs it into law. It's up to us to take advantage of those acts that have been signed into law. Because once a bill come out, the president signs it, it becomes an act, ACT. So let's act on it. Good morning, Miss Lewis. What's up, Facebook? What's going on? YouTube. Omaha, the birds, the bluffs. It is the 11th of May. Man, time is moving by fast. It is 7:10. It's going to be a cool day. It's going to be in the 60s today. So be a nice day doing yard work if you got to do that. But today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh, yeah, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Yesterday, you know, we're going to focus on relationships. We started yesterday with the mindset and how, conquer and divide. Because if we're going to raise our community, we have to improve relationships between the black man and the black woman or any race. But in particular, I'm black. I gotta come from our perspective because I deal with it, and I know other people deal with it. And so when yesterday's making money Monday, and our decision making, a lot of our money is going to the criminal justice system, liquor store, yeah, and our women participate in putting using the system against the black man when it doesn't have to be that way. There's been laws legislated to keep the black man out of the home, um, all the welfare laws. I was in the projects. My dad was in the Air Force, so he was working. He wasn't there. My mama got $200 welfare. I think in the 70s. I see one of her checks. When she passed, going through all her old stuff, and I just, man, she raised us on this. Wow. Wow. She didn't abandon us. She didn't resort to alcohol or drugs. Thank God. So we're talking about this week is relationships. How are we going to change this community? It has to begin with relationships. And usually I'll have I've ran groups before. Shouts out to the Women's Center for Advancement. Usually I have a woman in here and you can hear both perspectives, but you don't have a woman in here today, so you don't hear the male perspective today. I'll give you some woman's perspective, but we're gonna do some group therapy. So yesterday, we talked about um, three modes of economics that you can use for free. Anyone. So if you're a young person going to school right now, take advantage of this. If you have an ideal, if you have a dream, if you have an invention, or if you make a craft that you're trying to sell, this is what you can do. Simple. This is how I started. I used to make necklaces, and I used three modes of commerce. One was bartering, BARTERING, bartering. The second was collaboration, where you work with someone else. And the third was consignment. Consignment is one of the easiest principles, and bartering, as well as collaboration, all are free. It doesn't cost any money to do any of those. Basically, all you have to do is come with a skill, product, or service, and you can trade that skill, product, or service with someone else. That is bartering, where you trade your skill set, your God given skill set, with someone else because you might have a need. So you might do art and they need someone to draw a portrait of their family, and they do auto mechanics and you need to get your car fixed. So you trade services in order to um, accomplish what your goal is. So that's bartering. Collaboration is when you come together and you collaborate on an ideal to make it come in fruition. So you can collaborate on business, you can collaborate on whatever. And consignment, and if you're a young person, if you got a product right now, this is how I started when I used to make African leather necklaces. Shouts out to Leola's record shop. That's where I learned in the basement from her boyfriend. And so consignment. So when I made my necklaces, I went to different businesses. Shouts out again to Miss Daly, Mother Daly, who encouraged me when I went to my first store. So you got to consignment, basically, young people, is when you take your product to a store and they have shelf space, or they have some kind of shelf space. And say you make a necklace, it costs $10. You ask that merchant, that business person, can you leave your items or clothes items, if it's a clothing store, on consignment, because they have shelf space. The owner of the establishment does not have to pay for the merchandise, but they get a share of the profits when that item sells. So say you make a deal, and this is what I did with Dailies. I made necklaces. I think they sold for $10. I think I gave them like $2, 20%, for giving me shelf space. I didn't have to pay for the shelf space. They didn't have to pay for the merchandise. But by me bringing the merchandise into their store on consignment, I was able to make money, and then they was able to add another product line to their business. So it's a win-win for those that are making crafts, but also for those business people that are looking at inventory, the cost of inventory, and the products they are able to sell based off of their finances. And so if they can have 2 or 3 people on consignment bring products in, they don't have to purchase, but still can sell and benefit off of it by getting a percentage off that sale, then it's a win-win for both people. So these are things that you can do, and it costs no money. All it costs is relationships. And so this week, that's why I say we have to talk about relationships, because it's so important that We're patient with each other. So that was yesterday. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. And we still going to talk about relationships because um yeah, I did get the Melanin Pledge. Hold on a second. I got it right here, brother boss man. So we got my man boss man Sherman Wells. He left a Melanin Pledge. And I'm going to read it. I think I can read. I might stutter a little bit. Yeah, it is election day. But the Melanin People Pledge. I pledge to be proud of my skin. I pledge to stand with my kin. I pledge to love myself. I pledge to care for my health. I pledge to raise my seed. I pledge to protect our queens. I pledge to uplift my kings. I pledge to follow my dreams. United we stand, divided we fall. We have the power. This is our law. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Sherman, because I did have it right here. I got the pamphlet Black Votes Matter because it's voting today. We had a lot of people die for you to live right now for your so-called freedoms. And it's the Melanin Pledge right here that was left in my box. And we need to improve our self-esteem. As I tell everybody, why? Yeah, everybody asks why Black people? Why? Well, we're dealing with post-traumatic slavery, man. Post-traumatic slavery. We're dealing with the residuals of slavery. And that has affected the family. And as you see, the laws of the 70s that legislated the Black men out the family, which even more empowered separations between the male and a female. As you see, marriage, percentage of marriages have gone down in our community, I think over 50% since it's been legislated that the Black man be out of the household. So today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We're talking about relationships because this affects everything. Yesterday, I told you how it affects the money, but if you're a young person, I'm giving you a rainbow out the clouds. Just like my mother gave me a rainbow out the clouds, even though she couldn't read, write. She wasn't a woman that said in front of me that my daddy wasn't nothing. She didn't say to me in front of me that, oh, I don't want you to be like your daddy. Say all those negative things that men are hurt by. Women feel that because this the Willie Lynch has done a great job on the former slaves. We're still dealing with the residuals of slavery. And being a social scientist, and you see how legislation has separated the family, and now my experience, being a single male, there's a lot of mistrust based off of self-mistrust. That's why we work on things purposely over here, because No one's telling the truth. And everyone have greater expectations for someone else, but yet don't have those same expectations for self. They want other people to take responsibility, but yet don't want to take responsibility. That's why I call them new masses. They Negroed, they black, but they still doing the work of massa of separation. People don't want to admit it, but it's Tell the Truth Tuesday, man. I gotta get in this because we got too many young people suffering. They don't have to suffer based off of grown folks' relationships or lack of relationships. There's two different types of women, and that's why I give the example of my mother, and I give an example of this older lady that came to me that said that women don't love today. And then we can have some women. If y'all got some comments, y'all can make some comments. I have no problem. But uh, being a black man, and everywhere you go, you're disrespected. Even when you being just trying to be nice to a young lady, they take it as everybody don't want to talk to you. Sometimes men just want to be nice. That's how some of us was raised. Well, that's how majority of us was raised. But it's been in such a wedge that women, they don't need a man. That's what they say. They tell you they have a masculine personality. You go to the, you go to the, the clubs open back up, and even before then, and even I go around, I go to all types of environments based on because if you support our station, then I'm going to support you. So young people support the station, older people support the station. So I go to young events as well as I go to our events, and you can see the divide. You got the women all dancing. There's no dancing no more. There's no more coming together. Maybe couples might dance, they know each other, or a brother might feel comfortable if you know all females, but if you don't, they apprehensions because women are disrespectful. They embarrass you. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what y'all do. It could be so innocent, but we got that conquer and divide, and it's hurting our families, hurting our children. I go to young events, the girls dancing by themselves, and they doing the booty dance, fellas just looking. There's no connection. So how we gonna build wholesome relationships when old folks don't know how to have relationships, and it's trickling down? When you have the absence of the father, how can a daughter learn intimacy between her mother and her father, and how a father should treat her mother in regard to intimacy? How can a daughter see that if the father's not there? Or when the mother's bringing multiple men in the house around their children, I judge women, by that. If you are bringing multiple men around your children, then you don't love your children. So every man is not about your anatomy. Men get judged all the time, and we're tired of it. We're fighting the world, and then we got to come home and fight at home falsehoods. People base arguments off of falsehoods. You know, being in a group, we base things off facts. Assumptions mean that you're going to make a AS out of you and me. So if we're going to improve our community, if we're going to, we have to improve relationships. This is also part of our healing, and this is not about the man, but black women use the system against a black man constantly. Constantly. We got all types of systems set up, and we have great black men over here, but yet we get personalities. We get personalities, you know, feelings, and you want to get back at the male, the black male. The black male got to deal with that at home, and we got to deal with that on the streets. Don't you remember, black woman, when your black child was young and you gave him the speech of how to come back home safe? Or when they first took off in their car driving, you gave them the speech on how to behave around the police so they can come back safe? Then you know how tough it is. You know that the black boy have an opportunity of not coming back home alive. I got two brothers that got killed at 19. Two of my brothers was killed at 19. Both of my brothers were killed at 19. My mother didn't say to me, you don't be like your daddy. She didn't put no negative stuff in my head. See, it's two different type of woman. One that will sacrifice and show love in order to make sure that sins aren't passed on to the children. He's selfish. You want your material things. You want your car. You got women out here don't let their men drive their car. Give a man a stress because their car might be down, or their car might be parked in front or behind. Fatherless boys. And since we're talking about boys now, since they in jail, a mother cannot raise a boy. Man, come on now. I was raised by my mama. The boys' club was very significant in my life. Been around men, alpha males. Not no beta males, alpha males. Boys' club was significant because my father wasn't around. So I could be around males. And then I had a great coaches at Bryan High, Coach Trader and Coach Beckman. Who are white men, but they showed me love. They were father figures. They made sure we ate. They made sure that, oh yeah, we got good grades or we couldn't perform on the court. So I had, even though my dad wasn't, I knew him and I seen him a few times in my life, throughout my life. But we had other men, strong men, black and white, that help. So women, you can't raise boys. They're gonna be sensitive. And so when I went to college, I was sensitive. They used to call Joey sensitive. I cried a little bit more because I'm around women. You'll be sensitive, and so you'll be a little bit more feminine. That's probably why we got all this, this rise of feminine males. A black woman deal with a child, especially a boy, by hollering at that boy, hollering. And so when that man get older and get an argument, he don't like to get an argument with his counterpart because it reminds him of his mother hollering at him when he get in a confrontation with his girlfriend or his wife, because it goes back to that hollering. And so, man, some men sacrifice. So I sacrificed. I had to be around my son. And so when I dealt with my son, men, and that's why men have to be in the house, because we deal with problems a little bit logically. We don't have to yell or holler. We can just raise our voice an octave or just open our mouth. And children usually will be at attention because our voice is usually at a baritone or I don't know, all these, or a bass level. So the vibrations will hit the ear of a child differently from when a male speak than from a female speak. But then how we solve problems, women holler at their kids, especially at their boys. Men usually will give a directive, bring that child to them and talk to them peacefully. When I had problems with my son, men, that's why we need to be in the house. That's why we need to be around our children. When there is a problem, you can sit your especially your son down and you can ask him questions about what happened. And then you ask him questions on what decisions he could have made. And then ask him next time what decision you think he should make. See, every situation got to be a teaching moment. We can't continue. I know we're dealing with post-traumatic slavery, black woman and black man, where you say, I'm going to whip you. See, my mama, only time I got a whipping when I peed in the bed. I got a whipping. Every once in a while, I disobey my mama. Every once in a while, but I ain't like getting whipped with a extension cord. Remember, whipping, extension cord is a whip. Or walk to the tree for a switch. See, that's slave behavior. That's slave plantation to feed in behavior. So I never said I'm gonna whip you. And that language, I did not use that language. And you should not. You need to cease using that language, black woman, because you are raising black boys. They will come to resent you. Now, let's tell True Tuesday. When I was getting those whoopings, I felt I shouldn't be getting those whoopings. But I wasn't getting whooping by the black man. I was getting whooping by a black woman who I felt for nothing sometimes, especially when I pee in the bed, it wasn't on purpose. And we got a lot of kids that have a developing bladder. Now, my mama didn't know about that at that time. I didn't learn all this until I got to college in psychology class, which changed my life. And it gave me the ability to forgive my mother for those whippings. No child should be whipped with a stitcher cord. No child should be whipped with a switch. Now, those are traditions from slavery. I didn't understand that, but it was taught to me because it was taught to her. Keep telling you she was on the plantation, pick cotton for y'all for free. And so, as a child, when you're receiving that from a woman, that abuse, then you're going to school with all women. There's no respect. Relationships. Now you wonder why we having problems with between the genders, the males and the females. So I'm asking, um, let's think, let's solve problems differently. If black women, you know, you when you have a good man, first of all, I don't know why we continue to get pregnant when we know we got contraceptions. We got rubbers out here. NOAA, North Omaha Area Health, they give out free condoms all over this community. Men aren't trying to get women pregnant. We can't make that decision. That's a woman decision. Now, of course, I know condoms break, but majority of the time, brothers get caught up because they say I'm on birth control. Brother, I'm telling you, and if you're a young brother going to school, it's 740. If you're going to high school, college, please wear a condom. See, old folks want to pretend that life is not life, but life is life. You don't want, you do not want to deal with 18 years or whatever. See, we participate in our separations, and men are really tired of being, disrespected. I mean, honestly, for no reason. A lot of this stuff is residual behaviors be based off of past relationships or lack of relationships. But you see the pain every day in this community, every day. People giving out misinformation. Don't vote. Vote don't matter. Vote does matter. But black people always trying to get that crab in the barrel mentality in every category of life. So by us again, not working together, you're messing up the money. We can't make no money. But the woman is the head of the household. Minister Farrakhan teaches that the community cannot raise no higher than a woman. When I ran groups, I asked a woman group, who's the most powerful, the man or the woman? And then I asked a group of men, who's more powerful, the man or the woman? And of course, in a male group, you got the chauvinistic male, got the big old muscles and stuff. He said, of course, the male's more powerful. I said, okay. And then you get in a women group, you got women are a little bit more conscious. And so you might get one or two that might say the male is more dominant. But in a women group, they're going to say they're more dominant. Well, the woman is more dominant because she's able to provide life. Of course, men provide the seed, but the woman is able to provide life, nurture life, and maintain life. And so and also the man is warlike, and so the woman will be able to calm the man um and sometimes in those situations. Um my mother saved me a couple of times from a couple of fights because I was emotional. Um and so the women are more loving than men, um and more caring and a little bit more compassionate than men. That's just facts. Men are warlike and um, aggressive. As you see boys growing up, and that's why women do not put your kids on or don't let them be diagnosed with ADAH, wherever them doggone letters are, because boys are kinetic learners. What that means that boys have to get up and touch things and investigate. Their So when you send them to class at first grade, second grade, they can't sit down all the time. Man, they got to get around. But the mothers are putting them on dope. You're putting them on heroin. Yeah, that's what you're doing. ADAH, that medicine, the one that said, yeah, you're putting your kids on heroin at 8, 9, 10 years old so they could sit down in the classroom. And now those boys are going to have problems later on as they get to maturity with alcohol, drugs, or with other problems. You see the suicidal rate go up. ADHD, whatever that is, y'all try to diagnose in the schools. We are doing this to ourselves. We're poisoning our boys. You're talking about weed. Y'all giving them psychotropic drugs in school to make them sit down. And shame on the professionals at OPS. They know that boys are kinetic learners. They have to move around. They learn by touching, by exploring. Yeah, ADHD. Thank you, Miss Clater. So women are more powerful. And even Minister Farrakhan, who's the top minister, called a Million Man March. The first time I ever felt God in my life, 1995, October 16th. He said that the black family cannot raise no higher than the black woman. So come on now. I know in Garden of Eden, y'all believe that bull crap. It was probably Adam that bit the apple. See, man always want to twist stuff because they so called they chauvinistic. So the woman have a great responsibility in making sure that a boy gets around men because women cannot teach boys how to be men. They'll be feminine. Now, I'm sensitive, so I have some feminine trait based off because I was around my niece, my mama, my sister. You can be around women, you're gonna take on some of those emotions, some of those traits. So we need men we need men around. We have grandmothers that can't see their grandchildren because the other women on the other side are condoning that their daughter keep their children from the male. And these are great males that pay their child support. They just didn't get along. And then black women use the system against the black male constantly on a daily basis. And these are great men. All men are abusive. When I ran groups, it wasn't a large group of men in there for abusing their wives. It's pretty much even. It goes both ways. So, a day is Tell the Truth Tuesday, and believe right now, the woman's head of household, and who put more in jail? Who called a man on what gender the most? The woman called the Social Security people, the child support people, the police, etc., etc. It's a constant. It's a constant. We got to develop better interpersonal relationships, or our families will. We're not going to have great husbands and wives for our children. I mean, how they are going to mimic great relations when they those that they look up to don't get along. No one's perfect on either side, but there's higher expectations, and those same people that have higher expectations don't accept responsibility. So, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. The day is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Is 7:49. The day is Election Day. Hopefully, you guys get out to vote. Get out to vote. It's significant that you participate in freedom. 11th. Yesterday, we did have some candidates in. Hopefully, you guys got a little bit more knowledge on who you need to vote for. So that's just a reminder. But again, I'm going to read this pledge. It was left in my doors. The Melanin People Pledge. I pledge to be proud of my skin. I pledge to stand with my kin. I pledge to love myself. I pledge to care for my health. I pledge to raise my seed. I pledge to protect my queen. I pledge to uplift my kings. I pledge to follow my dreams. United we stand, divided we fall. We have the power. This is our law. And so, this is just an example of how there's lack of love, especially for Black men. We're the most hated and the most loved. See, our mothers love us, even though sometimes, I love us. But so we're gonna do the ranking. We're gonna do the rankings of the holiday. Mother's Day just passed, and we're gonna see what's the rankings. Mother's Day versus Father's Day, and we're just gonna see the difference on how men are treated versus how women are treated. And if the sister was teaching, and when men are beaten by women, and their father's not around, they have they develop resentment against women, and that's why you see some men beat women, because they were beaten by their mother or their father sometimes. Or whipped, as we say on the plantation, as a form of discipline. And then now you see that man grow up with that same type of behavior was what was perpetuated on him. We got women in some households that are dominant because it was made that way during slavery days. It was made that the woman was dominant over the male because the master could come in and have his way with the female. The Black man was treated as a buck, and that's how we behave now. We go women to women. That's how most women perceive. A lot of us do. If you're single, you can do what you want. Women are doing the same thing, but they don't want to admit it. We got to start talking about some of these things if we're going to really heal and have really good husbands and wives for our children. But we as older adults don't want to mend relationships. Don't want to forgive people. You don't want to model how God wants us to behave. Everything is not going to go right in relationships. And when it comes to this conspiracy of it depends on what culture and where you live at. 5,000 miles away, men can have many wives. So is it natural for men to have many women? Are we being suppressed over here in this capitalist society, over here in this Western society, under this Christian Judeo society where you got to be have one in one relationship? Women, y'all cheat too. Y'all have multiple men. But men get to blame all the time for all these conspiracies. We cheating, we cheating, and no validity. And majority of men aren't cheating. Some of us are sincere. Some of us are actually working when we say we're working. But yet those type of men still get subjected with um, fictitious beratement. We have to improve relationships if we're going to improve our community. Now, I'm not saying everybody is participating, but majority is. There's some wholesome relationships that work out. But there's two type of men and two type of women, and feminine woman or masculine feminine or passive aggressive. A woman can always get since she's the most powerful, she can always use persuasion to get her point across in a feminine way without being argumentative, accusatory, um, and loud. I've been around. I'm 56. I've dealt with all types of women. I'm gonna release a book when I was in college. I'm gonna release it. I'm gonna release it. But throughout life, I've dealt with masculine females as well as feminine females, and I prefer feminine females. If you have a problem, they'll just come to you, talk to you calmly about the problem. There's really no yelling. Um, she still will make accusations, but there's really no it's not aggressive. And then you get the aggressive women that want to put your hands, accuse, want to create physical confrontation, which is more of a masculine. Men get When I ran groups, men get caught up in that situation all the time, and they push their hands on them, then they automatically get charged. So we always taught when you have a woman that has high energy or masculine tendencies, that you just talk calmly and eventually position yourself to the door. Just quietly position yourself like you're not doing nothing till you get to the door and then you leave. It's best not to get in confrontations and argue. It's best to deal with problems calmly. When you argue loudly, then you say things that you don't want to say, or you say things that you want to say. But calmly, you can solve problems um, way better and with more respect. we're not going to be in agreement all the time, but we also have to learn how to fight per se, or how to agree to disagree if we don't agree. But everybody got responsibility. Everything is not the man. The woman is actually the head of the household. She has a greater responsibility in making sure that it's led in a godly way. And that means, sacrificing. All right. Omaha, the Birds, the Bluffs. It is 11th of May. It is 7:58, and today is Tell the Truth Tuesday, and I'm just kind of disappointed, just disappointed in just disappointed. We have no respect for each other. We got a lot of people that's even trying to be kind to each other, and we're disrespectful to each other. And that only could come from the male perspective. And it's affecting our young people. It's affecting our relationships. And so I'm going to take a musical break real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Again, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Again, I have to tell the truth. We're focusing on relationships this week because it's necessary, to improve our community. We always want to focus on the so-called man. But I'm letting you know that the battle is within self. It's within ourselves. And we have a lot of mistrust and a lot of accusation being pointed at people without facts. We're destroying a lot of relationships based off of fiction. And it's a shame. It's a shame. The Willie Lynch has succeeded, conquer and divide. And I'm tired of the conquer and divide between male and female when our children need us at this time. We got women on purpose keeping their children. They're using their children as pawns and not allowing them to see their fathers. And we have great fathers out here, and black women following that stereotype with the establishment that we know good fathers when they know that we love our children, and they use them as a pawn. Been there, done that. And if you're a young man going through that, because we got young men right now going through that, that's been denied of their children, and the grandmother of those children is allowing that. See, that's why I said that old woman, that old black woman that came to me a couple years ago and said that black women don't know how to love no more. Man, that is so true. When you allow your daughter to allow your daughter to use your children as pawns because they have some emotional dissatisfaction with that person. They use their children. And then men, they do the same thing. Oh, I want to go there. I ain't gonna see that to get back at the woman or not support the woman. But right now, man, the head of households is the woman. But then you got some grandmothers that'll say, girl, you better not prevent that man from seeing that child. And those are usually those southern mothers. Those southern grandmothers. See, y'all Yankee grandmothers, y'all don't say nothing. Y'all condone. Y'all allow that to happen. And that's a ripple effect. And so the other side, that child don't get a chance to learn or be loved by the other side of his family, his grandmother, his uncles, his aunts, because this side are so selfish because they didn't get along. All relationships don't work out, but you don't use children as a pawn. You don't do that and prevent the child, and the child is yearning for their daddy. But you're so selfish, and the child is yearning for their father. But y'all don't care because you're selfish. Willie Lynch has got you. Massa has got you. Massa is using you. Massa got you calling the police. Well, he didn't pay child support, but you know he just came over and gave some food or bought some clothes or did whatever or had him for a week. You want to call the police. The black man get threatened by the black woman constantly with the police. And then we got to go out on the street and worry about the police. First, y'all teach us about the police. Be careful about the police. And then y'all later on, after we grow up, you threaten us with the police. Because you have a disagreement. But Willie Lynch has worked. Willie Lynch has have conquered and divided. He separated the black man, the black woman. Now the black woman feels she don't need a black man. You hear the black woman all the time. I don't need no man. You know why? Because you got toys. Oh yeah, you got more toys than the children. Don't get mad at me because you going to the toy store having toy parties. But I gotta get on the women today because y'all the head of the household. Y'all running households. Y'all the one that said that you don't need no man. Conquer and divide. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. And so I got to reveal on how they are conquering our community by dividing. I know y'all don't want to hear it. I know y'all get defensive. See, when you get defensive, that means you might be contributing to that behavior. So Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs, it's time to heal. It's time that we really sit down and work out our problems. If we need someone to mediate, then we need to find someone in our families to mediate, so we don't deny children from seeing their family members. If the grandmothers need to get involved or the grandfathers, usually men, they usually can handle stuff a little better when it comes to that because they know because it's usually been perpetrated on them. So usually men don't participate in that stuff because they it's been subjected to them. But black women, I'm just the truth. You're being used, and you use the system against a black man. First, you tell your black boy, "Oh, be careful of the police," and then 10 years later, you're threatening with the police. We're participating in our own destruction. You know, tomorrow's Winning Women Wednesdays. We give it up to women every Wednesday because we want men to be more sensitive because we know that there are a lot of hurt men out there and they return hurt in all different types of ways, mentally, sexually, and physically. Most abuse is by the mother's boyfriend, husband, or companion. that they bring in a home and they rape their daughters or sons. That's why you got to question a woman that bring multiple men in their house around their children. You're going to increase the chance for your children to be abused. Can't trust everybody because of your sexual uh, lust. You put your children at risk for your sexual lust. See, all men, some men I judge women by that. If I don't know, I question that. Maybe that's because I'm from a probation officer. Maybe because I've been abused by women. So men, you know, we have also responsibility in this too. I know the laws have been legislated against us. I know it's tough. I know you're gonna deal with strife from the mother of your child, but we got to find a way um, to persevere. And so, brothers, I'm telling you how we're gonna do it. Yes, I'm telling you how we're gonna do it to reverse the tide. We got to show some love, brothers. We gotta be there. We got to show up. Just simple things that don't cost you no money right now. But women, you got to let the man show up. You got to forgive. You say you're a Christian. You say you believe in Jesus. Hypocrite. Forgive. Everybody hypocrite. Y'all hypocrite. Y'all go to church and y'all be hypocriting. That's why, man. I gotta take us to battle, man. I'm going on a trip. I'm getting away from people for a while because there's it's just people that just don't want to set responsibility. This is hypocrites on both sides. Of course, the man has a responsibility, but usually the man is kicked out the home. The woman don't let the man. The woman don't forgive the man. She always remind him of so-called yesterday. But just so pray to Jesus, hypocrite. So how are we going to heal the relations? So first of all, men, we gotta no matter what the woman does, because we can't change them. Only women can change women. Just like when I talk to my white brothers and sisters, only white people aren't going to be able to change white people. We can't change them. Black men, we can't change women. It's going to have to start at the top. We're going to have to start with the grandmothers. But we got grandmothers in the club. We're gonna have to start some tough discipline. We shouldn't be allowing, especially if that man is a good man, he's not an abusive man. We should not be allowing that our children be used as pawns for to fulfill a emotional need, and which is usually negative. It's usually negative. So how are we gonna heal ourselves? We got grandmothers and grandfathers cannot see their grandchildren because we got this nonsense. We're not building relationships in our family. We're not building a center core of love and trust. We're doing that to ourselves. We are perpetuating what Willie Lynch started 400 some years ago when our ancestors were sold on the auction block. We're continuing to perpetuate that divide and conquer between the genders. Men, we got to be in the house. Women cannot raise men. Women cannot raise boys, man. You can't expect a woman to raise your son to be a man. He's gonna be a little feminine. And then we got self responsibility. We got women having babies, and y'all know you're tricking men. You're doing it on purpose. Men don't want to have no baby. It's a surprise to men when they're having a baby because most of y'all saying that I'm on birth control. I mean, you had no respect for your own bodies. I keep telling when I led groups, I said you are defeated when you lie to yourself. You can expect other people to lie, cheat, manipulate you, try to kill you, steal from you. But when you lie to yourself, you're already defeated. And you're lying to men and say, oh, I'm on birth control. Now you got multiple kids by multiple men. And then now it's hard for you to get a man because, I mean, come on now. Let's be for real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Women don't want a man with a lot of children. That's just a fact. Women don't want a man with a lot of children because they feel they got to pay child support. They don't got no money. Well, men feel the same way too. When we meet a woman and they got children, they say, "Hey, well, I wonder how many baby fathers or they get along with they baby father." If I deal with drama, men deal with that stuff too. And I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. So if you're a young woman, don't go through the drama of your aunts and your grandmothers and your mamas. Love yourself. Don't give yourself and don't lie to yourself and think by having a baby with this man that he gonna stay with you. That most likely that's not gonna happen because most men don't want no baby if you haven't talked to them in advance. When I had our son, my wife and my ex-wife and I, we talked about having a child. Now mistakes happen in college and but women usually always say, oh, I'm on birth control. I'm on birth control. So the man, gonna go for it. You can't get mad at the man. He's trusting a woman. So how are we gonna heal these relationships? We got mistrust in our community. We lie to ourselves. Y'all let thug mugs get away with everything, but when you got a good, honest man, you try to take him for everything he got. You prevent good men from seeing their children because they're not no longer with you because of whatever. Sometimes things don't last forever. Sometimes relationship comes and goes. Sometimes you grow out of it. Sometimes people fall out of love. It's just facts. But we gotta do something else for the next generation. We gotta model some better relationships. Ooh. And so if you're young and sure, I was a virgin too. I was 18. So if you're young, wait, wait. I encourage you to wait. I encourage you to wait. If you decide to do something, please wear protection. You do not want to have no children. Um, if you have not discussed having having a baby with a man, don't do it. This is just facts. Don't try to think you're gonna trick them and whatever else you're thinking. Don't do it. You have way more respect for you. Just don't do it. Love yourself. That's what I would encourage you to do. And don't you want to be in that catch-22 because I mean this is real life. Women with other men's children expect you to care for other men's children when they're not taking care of their own children. That's unrealistic. There's never going to be no love there. Somebody gonna be mad you taking care of these children over these children, over your own children. It's all this drama out here constantly. Y'all put it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. My grandson knew what TikTok. He's 4 years old. I said, man, you know about TikTok? He said, Grandpa, TikTok. I said, oh Lord. All they do on TikTok, y'all women, all they do on TikTok is show booty. That's all y'all do. Crazy. So, yep, people need to care about each other. People need to make commitments to one another because they forced the commitment of caring for children. So, again, I was left a melanin people pledge. We and this is significant because we're not proud of our skin. We show not proud of our kin. Hello, it's William. Actually, I'm doing my show. What time are you coming down? right, all right. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. All right, make sure these mics are on real quick. Oh yeah, we got our guests in the house. Actually, I met this gentleman at a networking event, and he's bringing a new business referral group to town, and we're probably going to be starting something real soon around. We always talk about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs create way more jobs, and I've been encouraging those that have been doing businesses, side hustles, to bring those businesses to flourishness, to legitimacy, where you are registered with the I, the R, the S. If you want to take advantage of all the tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars that are going to be allocated through the pandemics, you got to have a business, baby. You got to have a business. If you don't have a business, you see how they debating over $600 for y'all, $1,400, and that's just from the Trump administration. Biden, y'all ain't got nothing from Biden them yet. So if you're a person, but if you're a business, money's still rolling. SBA still rolling out with plans. All government agencies running up with plans. But if you got a business, you can take advantage of that. You can take care of all that money that's allocated. PPP, they say those funds are being forgivable, but you gotta have a business, man. And so I know all y'all been doing stuff under the table, but when you do stuff under the table, you put yourself with a self-sealant. You create your own self-sealant when you do stuff under the table. So let's come out in the open. You can create your customer base. You can expand your business, and you can take advantage of all these resources that's going to be allocated over the next few years. This pandemic's not going nowhere, y'all. They're going to have variants because the virus want to survive. It's an organism. It want to survive like you, without a doubt. So you're going to have variants. And so if you don't have no business, you're not going to take advantage of all the money that's going to be allocated. We Biden talking about trillions of dollars. This is the first year of his administration. And if you're not positioning yourself to take advantage of that money's going to be allocated, then shame on you. I told y'all, I gave y'all the 411. And now I brought one of my white brothers in. Oh, yeah. From, where you from? Ohio?
Well, not anymore. I moved here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm from the area now. You bet. Okay.
Well, we moved in from Ohio, and I had a chance to meet at a networking event. I always like to, I always try to go in different rooms where people don't know me. I like to challenge self, because everyone have different knowledge, experiences, et cetera, et cetera. And so I don't let racism keep me out the room. No, I don't care if they're white, black, Mexican, Chinese. If they got some information, I'm going to get the information. And so, I know that a collective team of different ethnicity actually creates a way better product or service or business. And so I'd rather be in a room where I'm looking at the opposite color or gender, because I know I'm going to get something different than what I didn't have before. And so that's the importance of diversity. You're always going to learn something different than what you did before. And so that's the greatness of diversity. And that's why a diverse team is always going to outcompete any other team, without a doubt, baby. And so I'm bringing my man in. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. You know how these stars are, Omaha. You know how these stars are. They got their own nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes and predicates. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We'll get right into dialogue. So how you doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. My name's Steve O'Lean.
Okay, Steve, what you got going on, Steve?
Well, first of all, let me say that message you just gave is fantastic. And I like the earlier message about starting a business. You're absolutely right. Find something you love to do, and then find a way to make money with it. And your life will be good.
Without a doubt. I mean, you can't get no better than that, because you can go back to that mic right there. Okay. But yeah, I mean, right now, small businesses create the most jobs.
They always have.
Mhm.
And my whole life, I'm at the twilight years of my life, I guess, and my whole life has been spent in sales.
Okay.
And I love being in sales. I sold communications equipment and data networks, and before that, I sold carpet in the home. And I've just always been in sales. And the thing about sales is it's really, really hard work. Most people think that it's, looking good and talking good and closing deals and making money. Well, guess what? 80% of what a salesman does is trying to find people, qualified people, to tell their story to. In other words, who is it that can afford it, that has an immediate need for that product or service, and then setting an appointment with that person. That's the hard part of it.
Right.
So that became a challenge to me. How do I fix that? How do you make it easier for the salesperson? How do you eliminate what we call cold calls?
Right.
Those hundreds and hundreds of telephone calls and knocking on doors and all the stuff that everybody hates. Trust me, I know everybody gets a lot of phone calls constantly. And now it's even worse with the technology, texting, robocalls, everything. We all hate it. Well, guess what? The salesperson hates it too. But he's got to find a way to get in front of people who are ready to buy their product.
Right.
So that's what I came up with. I came up with a process where, well, first of all, I started off trying to solve the problem for the salesman. But as I explored it and tried different things, I realized that until I started thinking about how to make it better for the consumer, that's when the idea really came alive.
Okay.
So basically, I started a company that's called what'sinitforme.com.
Okay.
What's in it for me? Just like the name says, we all act in our own self-interest. I mean, all of us act in our own self-interest. It's human nature.
Right.
And it's just the way we have to be. It's the way we progress.
Right.
And well, guess what? In a sales process, there's a buyer, there's a seller, and there's also everyone else who knows that you're looking to buy a product or service. The other thing I realized that nobody buys anything in a vacuum. Someone else always knows about it.
Okay.
So I thought, well, what if I could get those people, the people that know about someone else's intent to buy something, get them to talk to me, get them to let me know if their friend or their neighbor or their boss or something at work needs to be purchased. And I promise, the big problem was you don't want to put anyone in jeopardy for violating a trust or ratting out their friends, if you will. So we created a process where if you just tell me when your next door neighbor is looking for a new roof, for example, it's all anonymous, 100%. You submit that to the What's in It for Me website. The website will go out and reach out to your next door neighbor and say, look, it's come to our attention. You're looking for a new roof. We've got some great incentives for you to use our process. We will go out and do a competitive search for you, get several roofers that want to compete for your business. And you know what's interesting, William? Those people that sell roofing, they will pay to be introduced to someone who's looking for a roof.
Okay, so an individual can get paid a referral fee.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
And they can remain 100% anonymous, but only if the buyer agrees to take part in the process. If they just ignore it or if they don't take part in the process, the whole project goes away. We do nothing with your information. I can't even tell who's submitting leads.
Okay.
But if the buyer, in this case, your next door neighbor looking for that roof, takes part in our process, and all they have to do, by the way, is click a button to say they agree and agree to our terms and conditions, which are kind of simple. Basically, don't lie, don't cheat, don't put in bogus leads, don't try to take advantage of the system or you get banned for life. Easy. Right. But if they take part in that, then the money that roofers pay to be introduced to them, we're going to give it to them.
Okay.
So they're going to get a lot of people competing for their business. Raises quality and lowers price always.
Right.
And so you get the advantage of competition working for you. And then after you make your decision, you get paid the money that all the roofers paid to be introduced to you. A small part of it goes to the person that submitted the lead to start with.
Okay.
We call that person the information partner. So in essence, you have information about someone else's intent to buy something, or yourself. It doesn't have to be your neighbor. It could be yourself if you're looking for the roof. That's a valuable information. So for the first time, we're taking the information, the knowledge that you have about someone's intent to buy,
Mhm.
and we're going to reward you for that. But
Right.
only if the person that's buying the product goes along with our process.
Right. Right.
And then so we make sure there's no reason they won't.
Okay.
So What's in it for me was set up to do just that. And we tested it for 2 years
Mhm.
back in Ohio, by the way. Nothing special about Ohio except that that's happened where I raised my family, and my wonderful daughter went into the Navy. She got married
Mhm.
and moved back to the area after her husband retired, and she got out of the Navy. And then they had a little baby. And I don't know if you know what the power of a grandchild can do to you.
Mhm.
But during COVID, we thought nothing else is going on. Everybody's been driven back into their basements. We thought this would be a good time to move out and be close to my grandchild. So that's why we're here. But we brought the what'sinitforme.com business with us. Since it is online, I can live anywhere, and I love it here, by the way. And so we went ahead and started. But the challenge we had was, how do you get this message out to the community?
Okay.
And the solution is the networking group. So William, that meeting that you went to a couple of weeks ago, we're forming a new networking group, which is business owners and sales professionals
Okay.
who do not compete with each other, meet regularly. So we'll meet each week, and the
Okay.
group will grow to 30, 40, 50, up to 100 people in the group. And the purpose is to promote each other's business in that group,
Right.
to refer each other. So we're doing a traditional referral group, non-competing business owners and sales professionals,
Okay.
but we're adding the twist to it of what the website can provide. So not only do we refer each other within the group, but anyone in the community that knows of someone who wants to buy a product or service, they go to my website, what'sinitforme.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drop-down list on all the categories that we support, from roofing to landscaping to insurance to financial advisor, you name it, car dealers, everything's in there.
Right.
And if you know of someone that's looking to buy one of those products, go ahead and fill the information out. It's pretty basic. We'll ask you to answer 3 to 5 what we call scope of work questions, an idea about what you're looking for and why.
Uh-huh.
Simple questions. The answers are they're radio buttons. You just click a button. You don't have to type anything out. Interestingly enough, the last answer to each question is, I don't know.
Okay.
Because you may not know, because you're not the person that's actually buying the product.
Right.
And then when the actual buyer takes part in the process, we funnel that referral into our networking group. So for the first time, we're allowing consumers to take part and earn money just by sharing with us what they know about someone else's intent to buy or their own.
Okay.
So it's pretty powerful. And the idea of funneling it back into the networking group is because we want the networking group, who can earn revenue through this process, also to put it back into the community. And we encourage all of our groups to take on local projects, whether it be Habitat for Humanity, where they have a scholarship fund, whatever they want to do. But you do it as a group. And so far, the results have been very good. We're very excited about the way it's going.
Okay, great. So anyone can get involved, individual as well as businesses?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So an individual can as long as they maintain that referral goes through with the buy and with the sale per se, and then they'll get a percentage of that.
They don't get a percentage of the sale. They're going to get what the salespeople pay to be introduced.
Okay.
That money goes into a pot.
Okay.
So the more people competing for the same business, the bigger the pot gets.
Okay. And
then when a purchase is made, now What's In It For Me we don't have any influence on what you buy or from whom you buy, but we just know that as a consumer, the person that wants that roof, or the person that wants the insurance, or whatever they need to buy, we know that competition will give them better service, better pricing, better quality.
Right.
So our process brings a lot of competitors together to compete for your business, and they pay to be introduced to you. Now, as the consumer, the person that needs that new roof, you're not obligated to talk to any of them. You're not obligated to set the first appointment. You're not obligated to buy. But if you do buy from one of the people that were referred to you, that whole pot of money gets split up. 80% of it goes to the person buying the product that's buying the new roof. 20% of it goes to the person that just let us know that someone was looking to buy.
Okay.
So one of the secrets is, if you yourself are looking to buy a product or a service, register it yourself. Then you get the 20% as the information partner submitting the lead. You also get the 80% as the buyer who actually is buying the product. And since we're the only people who can get these referrals are members of a networking group who have committed to do good things within their community, to come together and be peer reviewed. In other words, what's going to happen is you will only be buying from anyone that is a WIFM networking group, only them, because we're the only group where the members who are the salespeople and the business owners, they face each other each week. So they are obligated to get better and better and better in what they do, because they have to go into that meeting next week and talk to everybody about the referrals they've gotten.
Right.
And you're not going to go in and say, I really did a crummy job to Mrs. Jones down the street on her new roof. You're not going to do that. You're going to always try to become better at what you do.
Right.
So we're trying to make everything better, actually, and turning it into a business, by the way. And this is what I do, and this is what I love doing.
Now, for businesses, I mean, this is an opportunity to, get to know other business owners in the community, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you really do learn more about people's business. It's kind of interesting. You talk to an auto body shop or a painter, and you automatically assume you know what they do. Well, they fix dents in cars. But when you meet the owner of that auto body shop every week, and every week he's required to stand up and give what we call an elevator pitch, which is just a 1-minute presentation of what they do. Every single week, it's a little bit different, and you learn more and more and more about that business. You really become an expert in all those businesses. And it's a fascinating time to meet. It's about an hour and a half. We usually meet in the mornings. But and groups can be formed. We're forming groups all over Omaha, so this is not going to be a one-off or just there's only going to be one group in Omaha.
Right.
Anyone in business can start a group, can join a group. There's only one person in a product category, so if there's one insurance person in a group, there's not going to be a second one.
Okay.
Non-competing. The groups can be formed by special interests. You and I talked, William, about maybe starting a Black businessmen's group, and you set the rules. We have some guidelines that you could use if you'd like to, but you set the rules. It's your community group. There's some members of our group wanted to start an all women's group of WIFM networking, and I think it's just fantastic. So it's started. It's been tested. It works great. If anyone knows if you want to buy something, for example, just go to What's In It For Me and check it out. Right on the homepage, every page of the website, there's a button at the top that says submit a lead. And that's where it starts. Okay. So you can go ahead and submit the lead. You press the button. There's a drop-down list of all the categories that we support, from architecture to everything, automotive.
So you got a variety of businesses that people can utilize.
There's about 100 listed in there now. If there's a business that you'd like to report and it's not in there, just go to the contact page and support@what'sinitforme.com. Let us know what product category you'd like created, and we'll create a new category for you.
These are all local businesses?
Well, that's interesting. So they can be local businesses, but when our members join, like when you join our networking group, and I presume you're going to join under advertising. Well, in your membership, in your profile, you determine where you want referrals from. So if you want to get referrals from all 3,500 counties across the country, you can click that. Okay. You can click worldwide. You can click half of Nebraska, half of Iowa, and choose by county. Make your territory as large or as small as you want. Okay. Because as the word gets out that What's In It For Me is there and people can submit leads, you mentioned the pandemic earlier. You're right. This is not going away. Quite frankly, I'm not sure people want it to go away. There's a lot of advantages for a lot of people. But we have a young lady that's in our Central Omaha group that I almost said Oklahoma. Boy, I am new to here.
Mhm.
I'm new to the area. But she learned during the pandemic that she could sell insurance without ever meeting people. Well, it kind of dawned on her that I guess it really doesn't matter where they are, because she uses Zoom and everything else. So she's licensed in Iowa, Texas, and Nebraska. So she's selling insurance via Zoom. So when she joined what'sinitforme.com, in her profile, she chose all of Iowa as her territory. So as this grows and a referral comes in for insurance, even if it's from Davenport, Iowa, which is way over on the Mississippi River, she will get an opportunity to be introduced to that person looking for insurance.
Okay.
So it creates just a lot of opportunities that just weren't there before. But in that respect, it's COVID that actually made it possible.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in life, there's something positive. That's the one thing I just love about living, is that I don't care how negative it is, there's a positive in there. And find that positive thing and turn it into something that you can work with, something you can turn into a business.
Without a
So,
doubt. Maya Angelou always teaches that there's a rainbow in every cloud.
I love her. She's exactly right.
How can they get in contact with you, Steve? What we want to go to your website. You want them to call you?
Best thing to do is just go to the website, what'sinitforme.com.
Okay.
We're not taking calls. We are national, and we really don't have staff to take calls yet.
Mhm.
It is just getting started. But the best way is just go to the website. Just play with it. Try to get a feel for it.
Mhm.
It may look a little bit complicated because that one website is for buyers, it's for sellers or vendors and business people,
Mhm.
and it's for the general public. And I've squeezed it all into one website, one web portal. But I think you'll make sense out of it. Just go. There's a tab that says networking,
Mhm.
and if you're a business person that wants to form a group or start a group or join an existing group, under networking, there's a drop-down list that says that very thing: join a group, start a group, and just let us know if there's no group already in existence.
Mhm.
When you hit join a group, all the groups that are already established will come up, and then you can choose the one you want to join, and the site will ask you what category you're looking for. Another drop-down list, 100 different categories in
Mhm.
there. Insurance, everything. Choose the one you want. The website knows if there's already a member in that group in that category.
Okay.
If there isn't, an application will come up. Just fill out the application. It's your names, your address, your phone number, your email address is critical.
Mhm.
You know, in today's world, email address is every bit as important as your social security card, it seems like. So the email address, you put that in there, and you put in 2 references because we really only want to bring highly referable people into the group,
Okay.
because other people in the group are going to be referring you also.
Okay.
That's what's great about it. So as a consumer, you know that if you're buying from someone that's in a WIFM networking group, they're being peer reviewed by everyone else in that group, and those groups can get large. And but anyway, so you fill the application out and submit it,
Mhm.
and it'll come into what'sinitforme.com, and they will contact you. And it's a very easy process. You do have to agree to the terms and conditions.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, William, we're so strong on making sure people understand that we cannot tolerate lying, cheating, putting in bogus leads,
Mhm.
trying to make a quick buck. It just isn't going to happen on our website.
Right.
So every time you log in to do anything, you've got to agree to the terms and conditions. Now you don't have to read it every time, but
Right.
just click on it so it's a reminder that there are rules. And you know what? No one has abused it yet, and it's great to see that.
Right.
And the process works just beautifully.
All right. Omaha. We're talking to Steve Oline, president of what'sinitforme.com. Is an opportunity, especially for business to business networking, lead generation, all in one. I mean, develop new relationships, but also you can monetize the leads that are guided your way, or even you can take advantage of the system by lead and take advantage of benefits. So I would encourage. I went to one event just to see what it's about. Steve, do you guys have a meeting coming so where people can just kind of see, they kind of conceptualize, or you got anything planned in the near future?
Well, we have a meeting at the Garden Cafe again Friday.
Okay.
I haven't called everyone yet. I just got back from being out of town, but yeah. So the best way to do it, if you're interested in joining a group, just click that join a chapter.
Okay.
On the website, fill the application out, and we'll get that, and then you'll just be invited to that meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, make sure you guys go to what's in it for me, and that's what's with an S, what's in it for me.com.
Yep.
You can register. They'll send you an invite for this Friday, so you kind of get introduced what they actually do, and you can really sit down, and they can go with it. And if you have any questions, you can get all those questions answered right there.
And they can also go to the website, and for contact, just send us a message. Say we're interested in starting a chapter.
Okay,
and we'll get back with you and help you set it up.
Again, if you're familiar with so the Nationwide, if you're familiar with what's in it for me, then you're already ready. Then just make sure you guys go to the website, fill everything out, and Steve will get in contact with you so you can start the next generation of business referral. You know what I mean? So this is the next generation. So I love it.
That's a great way to say it.
Omaha, the burbs, the bluffs. Make sure you guys, Steve, you give out your number?
No, that it shouldn't.
Yep. Okay. But again, his email is Steve Olen, OLEEN. That's Steve OLEEN at what'sinitforme.com if you just want to contact him directly. All right.
And William, I'll get back with you to confirm whether this Friday we're having that meeting.
Okay.
So if you'd like to announce that, I just don't want to announce when people show up. We actually didn't have.
Yeah. What I doubt. Make sure you guys go online, go to the website, fill out the application, and you will get a confirmation if this happened or not. And then he said he'll get back with me, so I'll say something tomorrow if he knows that soon. Anything else, Steve, that we didn't discuss? Welcome to Nebraska. I know Ohio State always beat us. I don't think we have ever beat Ohio State.
Well,
in football.
I love it here, but I got to tell you, I'm still a Buckeye fan.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, without a doubt. So no, I was pulling for them because I said, well, if they beat us, I said, well, they still from the same conference, so we pull for them.
Excellent.
Without a doubt. Well, welcome to Omaha, you and your family.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to doing some networking, without a doubt, and growing our business.
This is going to get quite large.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, you're actually letting the general public cash in on the information they know about their intent to buy something. So we're moving the control away from the salesperson and the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to end cold calling and all that robocalling nonsense forever. And we're giving the control to the people that are buying the product for the first time. Okay,
great. All right. Well, that's good. Omaha, the burbs, the bluffs. We're talking to Steve Olen. He's president of what'sinitforme.com. Make sure you guys go to that website to get signed up to do some business-to-business networking, but also take advantage of the lead generation payment system that he has developed for providing leads. And you don't have to have a business. You can be an individual, and that might be another revenue stream for you. And so you can do it all in your comfort of your home too.
Can I share a short story?
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was in the Navy, and her final duty station, she transferred to Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know anybody in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Well, while she was in the Navy, she met the love of her life,
mm-hmm.
and they got engaged. And her husband-to-be transferred out to Virginia too. Good news, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he got there, they put him on a ship, and he's transferred out to the sea for 9 months. My daughter had to plan the entire wedding herself in a town that she's not familiar. She doesn't know anybody.
Right.
So she called me up one day. And of course, she's very familiar with what'sinitforme.com.
Uh-huh.
I rely on my daughter a lot. She's a very smart young woman. And she says, Dad, why couldn't you have launched this 2 years ago? I got to plan this wedding. I don't know who to call. with the What's in It for Me site, she could have gone in and put a lead in for herself, for the florist, for the officiant, for the caterer, for everything that you need for a wedding. And competitors would have come to her. And then after she chose who she was going with, she would have gotten a check. She said, this is absolutely perfect. So you think about things like that. You're having a wedding, and what a pain it is to go around shop. Hope you're getting the best deal all the time. Well, competition makes sure you get the best deal presented to you. It's up to you to take advantage of it, but it's going to be there for you. And so a wedding is a really good reason to use the What's in It for Me process.
Great. Well, Omaha, the Birds of Bluffs, make sure you guys go to what'sinitforme.com and take advantage of this opportunity, this new opportunity that have come to this community. Without a doubt, Steve Olen, that's OLEEN at what'sinitforme.com if you want to get in contact with him directly. Steve, anything else?
No, I want to thank you for inviting me. This has been fun.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the glad opportunity, Terry. Yesterday we talked about bartering. Terry is the young lady that introduced us. She's always networking. She's always doing, business. And so yesterday we talked about 3 modes of economics: bartering, collaboration, and consignment. And we got to add another one: networking.
And we accept the iTex bartering for membership.
So if you guys are iTex members, you can utilize your iTex dollars to become a member or develop your own branch per se, your own group. Steve, man, appreciate you. Looking forward to gaining more knowledge of what you're doing and how it can enhance our business.
Thank you very much for having me.
Cool. Omaha, Nebraska, man. We're gonna take a break real quick. Take a couple of pictures, and then we're gonna get out of here. Today again is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We were talking about relationships earlier. I'm gonna come right back up and wrap it up. I know we had some more comments, and then is his contact number again. What's the website? What's in it for me? WATSINITFORME.com. What's in it for me.com. That's how you got to get in contact with him. All right. I left it in the title, so you can go to the title. I left his website, and then also in the title, I'll put it in the drop menu too, so you guys can have that. So I think I pasted it. Yeah, there we go. So if you're on social media, you can see his website. I just posted it. I know I just posted it on YouTube. We just posted it on Facebook. Again, today is the election. We're going to take a quick break real quick, and I'll be right back with you.
Confused about that look on your face. In the space, throwing it up in the space. I am okay, give me space. Like no way, I am not fake, no way. I'm facing my problems today. I let my car move it fast, like a shit moving too fast. Like that, telling them about my past. Yeah. That's all she knows. That's how it goes. Start with them other hoes, sleeping with your other bros. Hoping the guy don't make the news. Close my eyes if you make the news. Looking like childish Dr. Seuss. And on it goes, and on it goes. It goes, and on it goes. You should act like you ain't want me. Now that I'm taking, got you all on me. You know you act like you ain't know me. You don't know me, I don't know you. Why you call me? What would you call me? What would you call me? Please don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call me, yeah. Please don't call me, no. I'm not taking notes. I need space, proper space. I'm erasing numbers. Doing fine, I'm great. I'm taking numbers. Putting stamps all on my passport. I'm making notes. Yeah. Still on it goes. I gave you everything. Wrote so much, oh yeah. Know that you wish that you could have turned the time. You would, baby. Even if I could, baby. Yeah. And on it goes, and on it goes. Yeah. It goes, and on it goes. You should act like you know me. And I take it all on me. Oh, you know you act like you don't know me. You know, I don't know you. You know how you me. What would you call me? Yeah, what would you call me? Please don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call me. You never call me. You never call me, yeah. You never call
All right. That was, oh yeah, Jazzy. We about to get out of here, Omaha. Thank you for watching the show today. Again, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Be purposeful on telling the truth, but also be purposeful on accepting the truth. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. It actually is a sign of love. Without a doubt, baby. Without a doubt. I was kind of drained by this subject today. We just got to get relationships together, y'all. So tomorrow's Winning Women Wednesday. We're going to continue to talk about relationships this week. But of course, we know we're going to make sure we acknowledge our women tomorrow. But today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. So accept the truth, but also tell the truth. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. All right. Omaha, again, is the 11th of May. It is 9:02. I got to get to work. I got to get to work. Boss with me, y'all.
It's just a public service announcement.
Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus?
Coronavirus!
Well, it's real.
I'm telling you, it's real.
Now here's what I want y'all to do for me. Check this out, man.
Don't panic. If you're sick, stay home.
Stay away from me. It's contagious.
Stay at least 6 feet away from others.
The most dangerous disease.
Coronavirus!
Wash your hands frequently and practice good hygiene.
Trying to show these people what time it is, boy.
We can stop the spread of the virus.
Coronavirus!
Cover your mouth. Say it.
So stay home. Stop the spread. Save lives. Most importantly, let's check on our elders.
You ain't going out like this.
We're here to keep you informed.
Coronavirus! It's getting real! Don't believe the hype.
In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.
Don't believe the hype.
It's just a public service announcement.
Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus?
Coronavirus!
Well, it's real.
I'm telling you, it's real.
Now here's what I want y'all to do for me. Check this out, man.
Don't panic. If you're sick, stay home.
Stay away from me. dangerous.
Stay at least 6 feet away from others.
The most dangerous disease.
Coronavirus.
Wash your hands frequently and practice good hygiene.
Stand and show these people what time it is, boy.
We can stop the spread of the virus.
Coronavirus.
Cover your mouth. Say
So stay home, stop the spread, save lives. Most importantly, let's check on our elderly.
Word up. You ain't going out like that.
We're here to keep you informed.
Coronavirus. Just get it real. Don't believe the hype.
In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.
Don't believe the hype.
Do your part. Protect the village. By following these 3 simple guidelines, we can help slow the spread of COVID-19 in our community. 1. Wear your face mask when you are around others. 2. Social distance by standing at least 6 feet apart from others. 3. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. Together, we can protect the village. Stay home, stay safe, support the village. Message by North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force.
Hi, I'm Juanita Johnson, candidate for City Council District 2, and I need your vote on Tuesday, May 11th, to lead the way for change that North Omaha so desperately needs. The incumbent only got 40% of the primary vote. I will work hard to attract high-paying jobs, support small businesses, improve community and police relations, and have real talk for true change. District 2 is long overdue for a win. Help me stand for you by voting Juanita Johnson for City Council District 2. Hi, I'm Juanita Johnson, and I owe you a big thank you. Your vote got me through the primary for District 2 City Council seat. But now comes the hard part, the May 11th general election. In the primary, the incumbent only got 40% of the vote, which means there are a lot of unhappy North Omaha voters out there. North Omaha is my home. I know we deserve better. As City Councilwoman, I will have real talk for true change. Improve community and police relations, support small businesses, and I will work to attract high-paying jobs. I'm an IT person by trade. We're talking tech jobs, the jobs of the future. Omaha District 2 is long overdue for opportunities and straight talk from our representatives. May 11th is right around the corner, and I need your vote to stand for you. I'm Juanita Johnson for City Council District 2, and I approve this ad.
Don't wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Don't wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Don't wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Don't wash your hands, don't wash your hands. Where your mask at? Put your mask on. If it's too lit, I just stay at home. Catching COVID-19, you be dead wrong. Keep it 6 feet, you be dead gone. I can't move without that mask, it's the same song. Every store I go into, gotta have it on. Yeah, the store empty, but the line long. Trying to use the soap, but it's all phone. It's a deadly virus, better pay attention. People out here dying, y'all better listen. Upper respiratory problems, even chest pains. It don't discriminate, this is not a race thing.
Brought to you by Creighton University Center for Promoting Health and Health Equity, COVID-19 Project, North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force, and Healthy Village Collaborative. For more information, please go to empoweromaha.com/HVC.
Has the COVID-19 vaccine to save lives and get our numbers down. It's safe and effective using technology that's been tested for 10 years. It's free for everyone, though administrative fees may apply. No insurance? No worries. You're covered. But even with the vaccine, we still need to wear masks, give space, check on each other, and avoid crowds. Beating COVID is worth the shot. The good life's in sight if we all do right. Visit DoRightRightNow.org to learn more.
Hey, this is Dr. Brown from the Creighton University COVID-19 Vaccination Education Program. The coronavirus is real. Its only mission is to kill. But I've got something to say today that is guaranteed to make your day. Listen, the vaccines have arrived in Omaha, Nebraska. They are effective and they are safe. And yes, they are brand new, but carefully designed to keep us alive so we can keep doing the things we do. I want to encourage everyone to exercise unity and protect our community. If eligible, get the vaccination as soon as you can. Continue to avoid large crowds. Wear a mask. Respect your fellow woman and man. Take control of your destination. No waiting, debating, or hesitating. Be smart and take the vaccination. The best way to avoid becoming ill from this virus is to avoid catching it in the first place. How do you do that? The coronavirus is real. Its only mission is to kill. This message is brought to you by the Creighton University Health Sciences, Multicultural, and Community Affairs Department and supported by a grant from the Douglas County Health Department. For more information on testing and vaccination sites, call 402-444-3400.
During the past year, accessing community health care has been a challenge for Nebraska families. Safety concerns and misinformation have caused many to miss checkups, avoid procedures, or simply get answers to health-related questions. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., we want to see you back. The health and safety of your family is our top priority. We've been your trusted source for everything, from primary healthcare services to explaining affordable healthcare coverage options. You can trust our healthcare professionals with any questions or concerns you have, including accurate information on COVID-19 vaccines and testing, why it is important, when it is available, and how to make an appointment to get the vaccine or testing. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., we're here to answer any questions about your healthcare, including information you can trust on COVID-19 vaccines and testing. Call 402-451-3553. Come back to community.
1 2 1 2.
Commission presents Little Flip with Stimulus live May 22nd at the Tequila Garage, 4971 Q Street.
This is the way we out, and we like to floss. All my diamonds floss. I represent the dirty way we out.
Tickets available now online at eventbrite.com or by phone 402-304-5206, 402-304-5206. It's Little Flip and Stimulus at the Tequila Garage, May 22nd. Don't miss Little Flip. Live in Omaha, May 22nd at the Tequila Garage. Don't miss Little Flip. 22nd at the Tequila Garage. Exclusively for Prospect Records at the Commission. Little Flip live.
Freedomtainment presents the Omaha Freedom Festival, Saturday, June 19th. The festival will run from noon to midnight after the Omaha NAACP Juneteenth Parade. Freedomtainment is a local nonprofit educating, empowering, and entertaining the Omaha, Nebraska community about North Omaha culture. For more information, go to omahafreedomfestival.com.
Hi, I'm Juanita Johnston, candidate for City Council District 2, and I need your vote on Tuesday, May 11th, to lead the way for change that North Omaha so desperately needs. The incumbent only got 40% of the primary vote. I will work hard to attract high-paying jobs, support small businesses, improve community and police relations, and have real talk for true change. District 2 is long overdue for a win. Help me stand for you by voting Juanita Johnston for City Council District 2.
Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, go and wash your hands. Where your mask at? Put your mask on. If it's too lit, I just stay at home. Catching COVID-19, you be dead wrong. Keep it 6 feet, you be dead gone. I can't move without that mask, it's the same song. Every store I go into, gotta have it on. Yeah, the store empty, but the line long. Trying to use the soap, but it's all phone. It's a deadly virus, better pay attention. People out here dying, y'all better listen. Upper respiratory problems, even chest pain. It don't discriminate, this is not a race thing.
Brought to you by Creighton University Center for Promoting Health and Health Equity, COVID-19 Project, North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force, and Healthy Village Collaborative. For more information, please go to empoweromaha.com/HVC.
Nebraska has the COVID-19 vaccine to save lives and get our numbers down. It's safe and effective using technology that's been tested for 10 years. It's free for everyone, though administrative fees may apply. No insurance? No worries. You're covered. But even with the vaccine, we still need to wear masks, give space, check on each other, and avoid crowds. Beating COVID is worth the shot. The good life's in sight if we all do right. Visit DoRightRightNow.org to learn more.
Have you ever thought about deaf children living in poverty? Most people haven't. There are approximately 5 million deaf children who live in poverty, and over half of them don't know sign language, so they have no language at all. This results in isolation and hopelessness. Deaf child provide hope to this group of children. Would you consider sponsoring only $1.25 a day? Help show deaf children they are valued by sponsoring a deaf child today at deafchildhope.org.
At the Digital Expressions Media Camp at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. The Digital Expressions Media Camp is open to high school students and will be held July 11th. Campers will have their voices heard while broadcasting live on the radio and in a new video studio. It's a week of making friends while learning about video, audio, photography, and more. For more information, go to digitalexpressionscamp.com. In conjunction with the Nebraska Broadcast Association.
During the past year, accessing community health care has been a challenge for Nebraska families. Safety concerns and misinformation have caused many to miss checks, avoid procedures, or simply get answers to health-related questions. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., we want to see you back. The health and safety of your family is our top priority. We've been your trusted source for everything, from primary healthcare services to explaining affordable healthcare coverage options. You can trust our healthcare professionals with any questions or concerns you have, including accurate information on COVID-19 vaccines and testing, why it is important, when it is available, and how to make an appointment to get the vaccine or testing. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., questions about your health care, including information you can trust, vaccines and testing. Call 402-451-3553. Come back to community health care you can trust.
Black Lives Matter. The lives of young Black males and females killed by gun violence matter. The lives of adolescent girls and young women impacted by sex trafficking, domestic, and matters too. At U-Turn, we stand firm and activities that lead to the loss of life in our community due to violence. Our goal is to partner with the community to make a 180 against violence. At U-Turn, we believe that our youth, young adults, and family deserve to live in neighborhoods that are safe and free from the devastation of gun violence. And young adults impacted by violence, real alternatives and real options to resolve conflict without the use of violence. U-Turn stands ready to provide the support and resources needed to help adults chart a course of personal growth and success. To learn more about U-Turn or connect an adolescent or young adult 12 to 25 plus years of age, call U-Turn at 402-933-7850. Talk with Stuart or Judith. To learn more about our school, street and women violence prevention services, you may also visit our website at www.uturnomaha.org. Call 402-933-7850 and join the movement to make a 180 against violence in 2021.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Sanitize as often as you can. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Sanitize as often as you can.
Brought to you by Creighton University Center for Promoting Health and Health Equity, COVID-19 Project, North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force, and Healthy Village Collaborative. For more information, please go to empoweromaha.com/HVC. Do your part. Protect the village. By following these 3 simple guidelines, we can help slow the spread of COVID-19 in our community. 1. Wear your face mask when you are around others. 2. Social distance by standing at least 6 feet apart from others. 3. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. Together, we can protect the village. Stay home, stay safe, support the village. Message by North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force. Freedomtainment presents the Omaha Freedom Festival, Saturday, June 19th. The festival will run from noon to midnight after the Omaha NAACP Juneteenth Parade. Freedomtainment is a local nonprofit educating, empowering, and entertaining about North Omaha culture. For more information, go to omahafreedomfestival.com.
Hi, I'm Juanita Johnson, and I owe you a big thank you. Your vote got me through the primary for District 2 City Council seat. But now comes the hard part, the May 11th general election. In the primary, the incumbent only got 40% of the vote, which means there are a lot of unhappy North Omaha voters out there. North Omaha is my home. I know we deserve better. As City Councilwoman, I will have real talk for true change. And police relations, support small businesses, and I will work to attract high-paying jobs. I'm an IT person by trade. We're talking tech jobs, the jobs of the future. Omaha District 2 is long overdue for opportunities and straight talk from our representatives. May 11th is right around the corner, and I need your vote to stand for you. I'm Juanita Johnson for City Council District 2, and I approve this ad.
Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, get the sanitizer. Go and wash your hands, go and wash your hands. Where your mask at? Put your mask on. If it's too lit, I just stay at home. Catching COVID-19, you be dead wrong. Keep it 6 feet, you be dead gone. I can't move without that mask, it's the same song. Every store I go into, gotta have it on. Yeah, the store empty, but the line long. Trying to use the soap, but it's all phone. It's a deadly virus, better pay attention. People out here dying, y'all better listen. Upper respiratory problems, even chest pain. It don't discriminate, this is not a race thing.
Brought to you by Creighton University Center for Promoting Health and Health Equity, COVID-19 Project, North Omaha COVID-19 Community Task Force, and Healthy Village Collaborative. For more information, please go to empoweromaha.com/HVC.
Nebraska has the COVID-19 vaccine to save lives and get our numbers down. It's safe and effective using technology that's been tested for 10 years. It's free for everyone, though administrative fees may apply. No insurance? No worries. You're covered. But even with the vaccine, we still need to wear masks, give space, check on each other, and avoid crowds. Beating COVID is worth the shot. The good life's in sight if we all do right. Visit DoRightRightNow.org to learn more.
Have you ever thought about deaf children living in poverty? Most people haven't. There are approximately 25 million deaf children who live in poverty, and over half of them don't know sign language, so they have no language at all. This results in isolation and hopelessness. Deaf Child Hope International exists to provide hope to this group of children. Would you consider sponsoring a deaf child in poverty? It's only $1.25 a day. Help show deaf children they are valuable and loved by sponsoring a deaf child today at deafchildhope.org.
Be heard at the Digital Expressions Media Camp at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. The Digital Expressions Media Camp is open to high school students and will be held July 11th through the 16th. Campers will have their voices heard while broadcasting live on the radio and in a new state-of-the-art video studio. It's a week of making friends while learning about video, audio, photography, and more. For more information, go to digitalexpressionscamp.com. Apply today at digitalexpressionscamp.com in conjunction with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association.
During the past year, accessing community health care has been a challenge for Nebraska families. Safety concerns and misinformation have caused many to miss checkups, avoid procedures, or simply get answers to health-related questions. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., we want to see you back. The health and safety of your family is our top priority. We've been your trusted source for everything, from primary healthcare services to explaining affordable healthcare coverage options. You can trust our healthcare professionals with any questions or concerns you have, including accurate information on COVID-19 vaccines and testing, available, and how to make an appointment to get the vaccine or testing. At Charles Drew Health Center, Inc., we're here to answer any questions about your healthcare, including on COVID-19 vaccines and testing. Call 402-451-3553. Come back to community healthcare you can trust.
1, 2, 1, 2. Stimulus live, May 2971 Q Street.
We out, and we like the floss. All my diamonds floss. I represent the dirty way.
Tickets available now online at eventbrite.com or by phone 402-304-5206. 402-304-5206. It's Little Flip and Stimulus at the Tequila Garage. May 22nd, don't miss Little Flip. Live in Omaha, May 22nd at the Tequila Garage. May 22nd at the Tequila Garage. Make record at the commission. Little Flip live.
First time in a long time, hurting deeply inside.